Situation report today. This feels like day 532 on hard 3. This is a very hard trail, and the water holes are not deep today. If they were deep, I don't know whether we would have turned around or what we would have done. We're all dirty, we're all tired. It's kind of confusing because there's a lot of braiding, and the road above the creek on the hill is wicked because you're not sure whether you're on the right track. It feels like we've been out here forever and ever, and like we're running out of supplies, and we need to get home. Welcome to Journey Beyond Overland, the place where adventures begin. My name is Chris, and along with my husband Bill and our dogs Rue and Rourke, we love driving these Jeeps all over the country to see what kind of gems we can find. And today, we're back in Kentucky.
Good morning. Did you have breakfast? I know this guy had breakfast.
I think she literally wonders why you're pointing that box at her every morning.
Does she? You know, you keep holding it wrong, so I can't even see what it is. It's the same thing over and over and over again, isn't it?
Oh, there you go. That's what he's eating this morning.
I like the sausage and gravy better.
Coffee. Chocolate. For the past 3 nights, Bill and I had enjoyed a dispersed campsite near S Tree in the Daniel Boone National Forest. We'd left the Gladiator behind at the base camp while driving the JK on trails. But today we were headed home, and she was going to get to join in the fun. We were still about 6 hours drive home on easy roads, but instead of just driving straight home, we decided we'd take the 7 miles that are hard 3 on the Kentucky Adventure Tour. Because surely 7 miles that are rated at a level 5 couldn't add that much time to our drive today, right? Good morning. I'm Chris with Journey Beyond Overland. I'm in my Gladiator this morning, which means Bill is driving the JK behind me. We started out, we're going to try and drive hard 3 on the Kentucky Adventure Tour today. It is right in the area of the camp that we stayed at over the last 3 days. We started out, we were just leaving camp, and suddenly Bill realized that he'd left both of the flashlights sticking to the back of the Gladiator. Neither one of us had noticed they were still up there. And well, there's only one there, so we're going to drive back towards camp. It's only like 1 minute away. We're not very far. And we'll see if we can go find his favorite flashlight, and then we'll get back on the trail. Thanks for joining us. All right, looking for flashlight. Honestly, I won't be surprised if it's all the way down by our campsite, considering that it probably just means that the magnum on that flashlight wasn't quite as good as the other one. So, yay! So it was just down probably where I stopped backing up.
It's my awesome Nebo light. It's a lantern and a flashlight.
I'm glad you found it. We were only a minute down the road.
You can spot an alien on the moon with it.
Pretty much. All right. I'm glad you have your happy favorite flashlight again.
I never would have figured it out if the one wasn't still there. I wouldn't have noticed.
True.
And I'd been very sad.
And in no time at all, we were back on that road, driving over to the southern end of hard 3.
Lawrence Phillips Road that goes up to the right from here is an easier road. It's part of the Kentucky Adventure Tour. We've driven through and on it before. I wouldn't say it's an easy road, but it's not a really challenging road like we're headed out this morning to try and do hard 2. So we're going to take a left.
So working in the legal field, I want to know, what's your definition of flooded? Definitely isn't today, but there's water over it. Is that technically flooded? Okay, I'm going to get off my legal high horse and we're going to move on. Dip your toes in Horselick Creek. It feels like any other creek, but it's not. And the mussels know it. The most endangered group of animals in North America. I wonder if they still are. So apparently this is a very, very healthy and happy creek that can support mussels. Yeah, when you drive through here, there's this huge chunk that's broken away, and not only that, you've got the rebar right here sticking out. There and there. It looks like it's bent down, but this one's actually poking up right there. So keep your eyes open while you're driving across. Just took a right on the trail. Definitely
exactly a vast difference just in that little bit of section there. From there to here. Much more overgrown, much more narrow. You don't want pinstripes? Probably don't want to drive this.
When you start driving from the southern end of Hard 3, you'll encounter a pleasant, fairly easy dirt and gravel road that's been narrowed in several places by the overgrowth of trees and bushes. But other than a handful of shallow mud puddles, the occasional rock, and the risk of pinstriping, this first mile or two was actually quite pleasant and scenic. Right about here, I was probably thinking that if the entire trail looks like this because the water's low, this would be an easy and quick trail indeed on our way home. This was the first mud hole that we found that I thought I'd be on the safe side and get out to check it out. The exit was a little tiny cliff of mud, straight up and down, probably 12 to 16 inches tall. And even though everything was just a little bit slick, neither Jeep had any problem overcoming this tiny little mud step. What we didn't know at this point was that tiny mud step, it was a sign of bigger things to come. And it was at this point on the trail where we came across what's marked on the map as the Big Mudhole. And all I can say is I'm really glad the water wasn't deeper than it was.
This stuff's slippery.
Wow. There's so much clay mud on the bottom of this sandal I can barely walk with it.
Yeah, you can see why the Jeeps are going to slide because you can hardly walk in that stuff.
Yep.
Nice.
At the moment, I almost can't even walk. My feet are very slick.
So why are you doing that?
I really didn't want to haul all of this to the Jeep. And if I thought we were done with large muddy obstacles at this point, I needed to think again.
Yep, it worked out.
Gosh, I didn't enjoy that.
You used your rock rail. You got a little far to the right. It made me nervous. Thought you were going to go over the edge.
Yeah, I made it. Okay. Another one. For a couple of 100 yards, it was almost as if the trail had relented of its temper tantrum and was thinking maybe it would give us a little bit of an easier ride. But as everyone knows, trails have a character all their own, and this one had a small rock garden for us.
So far you slip off, but I don't think you will. Fire along the edge. Get the tripod.
After you leave that small rock garden behind, the trail north resumes its typical character of mud and rocks. But not for long. Serious mess. Got a couple logs in here in the hope we can drive through it. As you can see how steep this bank is right here. Not sure we really want to lean half and half on it. And you've got some rocks up front. And walk up that way. That cause it to be something that you can't really walk through the middle of. That's the middle. That's what you got to drive through. So you've got one that's pretty high on one side, and you don't want to tear your vehicle up. And although you might fit right through here, you might not. You might slide into one of those two rocks.
I'm trying to decide if I come up around here and then just drive down in that and go through.
Oh, just go into the without going on the side?
Yeah.
I feel like I had a dream about this. I don't remember what happened.
I guess just come up there and see how it goes. I'll try to spot you and I'll see how it looks as we go. Try again. Keep going. Back up and bump it. Okay. Ah, shit. Turn it on and go. There you go.
It does, but it actually looked better from the outside. And if you want to know if the trail got easier from there, well, kind of, if you can call this easy. And even this level of easy wasn't going to last for long. Definitely a walk in the park compared to that other, the obstacle right before it. Walk in the park. Thank goodness it's not that deep.
What do you think of that, famous Chris?
This has been very challenging. It started out really nice and pleasant, and then mudhole, really deep mudhole with rocks.
I'm making plays, y'all know where to find me, you be looking center stage 24/7, we ain't never taking breaks. Got a lot to learn, think you better know the game. Yeah, y'all don't like the match. Finally got the belt, now I think I'll give it back. At 24/7 grind, put me on the map. I think you probably should try to study how I move, that's a fact. Yeah, y'all don't like the match. I got the belt and I ain't gon' give it back. Yeah, y'all don't like the match. I got the belt and I ain't gon' give it back. Yeah, I'm making play. And I can do this all day, you know I've been making plays. Yeah, I'm making plays. And I can do this all day, you know I've been making plays. To the bank, yeah, they call me Showtime, y'all know who to thank. Got the pressure on, gotta do this real big, no thing. I'ma get the dub, what do y'all think?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm making plays, y'all know where to find me, you be looking center stage 24/7, we ain't never taking breaks. Got a lot to learn, think you better know the game, cause I've been making plays. Yeah, I'm making plays. And I can do this all day, you know I've been making plays. Yeah, I'm making plays. And I can do this all day, you know I've been making plays.
Well, I'm not turtled. I could back up off of the rock, but it's right in the center, right underneath me. Bill's trying to put some things up behind to try and get it higher. Trying to give me some elevation back here. Might have him drive this one. I love driving these trails. I don't mind the hard trails, but at some point you get to a point where you think, is it enough? Can I have some easy trail for even a couple hundred yards? Hard 3 doesn't do that for you, so be expecting it.
I've been making plays. Better know the game. 'Cause I've been making plays. Better know the game. I'm making plays. And I can do this all day, you know I've been making plays.
So I guess I'm gonna have to do the same freaking line.
I don't know what to tell you elsewise. What you were getting stuck on up here, Bill. It's that root right there. You see it?
Yeah.
That's what you were getting stuck on and you couldn't get over. So you'll be shorter, so you may be able to turn a little sooner.
It's just so greasy.
It is very greasy. Because I was hoping I could get up here and get my passenger tire over here, but I'm too wide and you will be
I
too.
was watching behind and you kept climbing up on that bank. So what the hell is she doing?
That's why, right there, this rock. This one right here that will kill all diffs.
Because I
Get
could
you
run
turtled.
my tire on this, but it's scary because it could flip off to the right.
Correct.
Now it's
And
gonna
then
put me
what?
Right over top of that freaking thing.
Yeah, and then you're right over top of this one right here, which is just going to tear out the bottom too.
You actually didn't even use the traction boards, you just flipped them upside down.
Once I started, I couldn't see where the hell I even was, nor could I tell the Jeep where to go. It was sliding off.
No, it did slide everywhere. Oh my goodness gracious, this is a mess.
But yeah, I put my lockers in before I got on the obstacle this time, and it clicked right in.
That's good.
Well, we've used all the tools on this trip, including these goofy things.
Yeah, we have.
I don't even know if I can walk off here without falling down. I got the mud mousse in my hair.
Mud moose.
Yep.
Situation report today. This feels like day 532 on hard 3. What do you think, Bill?
I was just thinking how she has to flip it again because she didn't do it right the first time.
Oh my gosh,
See the
I
words
won't have
behind
to
me?
flip it because when it actually shows me the final, that will be all correct.
Inside joke from the Missouri Ozarks. Go watch that video.
Your mucky, messy dog just rubbed up against my leg, and
I'll
now
get
I'm
a
going to
picture
have
of
to
him.
go back into the creek to wash off. Anyway, sit rep. I think we've got a little more than a mile trail left. This is a very hard trail, and the water holes are not deep today. If they were deep, I don't know whether we would have turned around or what we would have done. I don't know.
Yeah, because they could be anywhere from knee to waist deep when they're full, and today they were maybe a quarter of the way full.
Yeah, so today we were able to drive through most of it without any major thing. I mean, we had to get out once or twice to scout ahead and look and pick lines because there are some wicked spots in here to drive through. It's kind of confusing because there's a lot of braiding too, which doesn't help because you're not sure whether you're on the right track, not the right track. The road above the creek on the hill is wicked. So now I have to show you pretty much everybody, except Rue. Rue looks pretty pristine right now, but everybody else, we're all dirty, we're all tired, we stopped for lunch. It feels like we've been out here forever and ever and like we're running out of supplies and we need to get home because we have to work tomorrow. But we have this other dog who's really brilliant. And here's what he looks like. Hey, you. Yes, you.
What a genius dog.
He is a very genius dog. Apparently it's hot out. And he decided this is what he's going to look like.
Somebody needed a bath more than the Jeeps do. Look the mud come off him. He doesn't seem to mind it too much.
No, he's putting up with it. You're mucky, buddy.
It's been about a year since I've given him a bath. About this time of year when I picked him up, I think.
Yeah, it probably is. No, it was a little bit later in the year. It was like August, September. Does that look better?
Yeah, I figured he'd get all cranky, but he didn't.
All right, you're free. Go!
Well, should I get a towel or something?
So Bill's been noticing that this is looking pretty low. He just checked it. It says 9 pounds. He found a stick in the bead after one of the mud holes pulled out, but probably lost some air. It's kind of funny because the pressure gauge on the Morphlate, when we aired down this vehicle, said it was at 19.5, I think. But the gauges in the vehicle have been reading 24, 25. And when Bill checked it, when we saw that one tire looked low, it read 9 pounds on the Jeep's gauge. And it is now up to 19, and the other ones are all at 20, and the gauge on the Morphlate says something around 13. So I don't know whose gauge is wrong. We're not 100% sure. All we know is we would really like to get off this trail, so Bill is taking the Morphlate off. They've pretty much equalized out using that so that we could fill that tire a little bit without having to get the compressor out. And we're going to try to take the last mile of this trail out of here and hope that it's not as challenging as the rest, simply because we'd love to get home at a decent hour, and it's already after 1 o'clock, and we expected to be headed north about noon, so we're already an hour behind. From our lunch spot, the trail crossed the creek. At this point, we kind of decided maybe we should take a beeline for home, regardless of that last mile of trail. And without any cell signal in this valley, we thought we'd ask the Gladiator system if it could find a way home. But this is what it told us. So instead, we resorted to old-fashioned map reading.
There used to be a road here because there's a house.
And wouldn't you know it, we found a nice, easy gravel road to get all the way out to the asphalt. But unfortunately, that tire, it was not holding air.
Fortunately, we're going to have to change that tire when we are up. When it's 16, 15, I mean, it just keeps dropping.
I know, it's going to be a late night, and there's nothing else we can do about it right now.
Weird enough, it just went back to 17. Who the hell knows what's going on? That's not even possible.
God works in mysterious ways. You never know. You're fine.
So did we make it home without having to change that tire? We actually did. It held pretty decent pressure up until we got on the interstate, and then it tanked. So we put just a little more air in it and got ourselves all the way home, where the next morning we found both that the radiator had been leaking and that this tire was flat.
It's really not that tire's fault. They've got, what, 25,000 miles on them, I guess. Hardcore miles, lapping the United States like 3 times now, so I can't complain. It's the first lap we've had. But we made it home.
But now that we've made it home okay, the big question is, where are we headed next? If you've followed our channel for any length of time, these should all look pretty familiar from our last trip out west to Colorado. And that's exactly where we're planning to head next. But as we haven't gone out to enjoy our adventure yet and film anything, I have no idea what the trails are going to look like this time. Because quite frankly, although I generally have everything planned to the T in advance, we have no idea which part of Colorado we're headed to or which trails we're going to drive. If you've watched this far into the video, drop us a line in the comments and tell us where you think we should drive in Colorado. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until we see you back again, make sure to go out and find your own adventure.